ever. JD Vance has been told that he is unpopular and I have the most disappointing news ever. JD Vance has been told that he is unpopular and it is being rumored that he is not going to run in 2028. This disappoints me very much because I very much wanted him to run. I very much wanted him to be the focal point, the 3-time name change, the 3-time religious change, him like really sissy like running in Disneyland after his kids. I wanted all the couch fucking. I wanted the eyeliner jokes. I wanted all of it. I wanted the oligarchs every single day to say, this is the prostitute you purchased. And this is how unelectable this guy is. Pop this up. The AF Post reports, on the heels of Gabbard's resignation, VP JD Vance is considering abandoning plans to run for president in 2028, according to the Daily Mail. Angie.
I also read probably 3 or 4 months ago that he was considering not running because of the new baby. And what I have to say of all of this, the only way he doesn't run after he has prostituted himself, after he has eaten his own words, after he has schlepped for Trump and sucked his dick for all this time, is if the oligarchs say, you are not popular enough to run. We won't give you the money. I don't think he has any type of like self-examination ability to say, this is not my time.
And allies are advising Vance to skip 2028 so he doesn't have to, quote, own everything that's gone on in the last couple of years. So I want to focus in on that word, allies. He doesn't have allies. He has pimps. Peter Thiel is JD Vance's pimp. Elon Musk is JD Vance's pimp. JD Vance is a prostitute. I'm not trying to be crass. It's just simply not that deep. A lot of our politicians are prostitutes and they have their pimps. And the people who own these tech giants, all the AI shit, they invested heavily in JD Vance. And he went through the cycle. Comes out, whether it's true or not, that he likes to fuck couches. He wears varying degrees of eyeliners. Is a huge bigot, defends the Groyper movement, and Nick Fuentes will not stand up against bigotry when he himself has a wife of Indian descent and mixed race kids. It turns out that people don't like him. And most of all, Donald Trump doesn't like him because I've been reporting and tracking now for 3 or 4 months. Donald Trump rat fucks JD Vance. And the rat fucking has been so successful that obviously the next heir apparent is going to be little Marco. And now Trump will rat fuck little Marco. Trump is not just this like, hey, we built this great movement. I want you to take the Republican Party over the finish line. That's not who this petty old queen is. He is not going to do that. And JD Vance has now added a new title to his portfolio, Party Crasher. Pop this up. JD Vance is officially a party crasher. The vice president was a surprise guest at the private dinner hosted by Chief Justice John G. Roberts. The New York Times reported Sunday the 41-year-old tagged along as a +1 to his pregnant wife, Usha Vance, who previously clerked for the George W. Bush appointee. And I just want to remind everybody that when Hillary was running in 2016, her husband, former President Bill Clinton, had a conversation with Loretta Lynch on the tarmac. And Fox News had a stage 5 meltdown. So it's always important to point out how hypocritical MAGA is. If Kamala Harris went to a dinner with the Supreme Court justices, everybody would have a meltdown, and kind of justifiably. It would be justifiable, like, hey, we can't do this shit.
I look at the Supreme Court and I think there have been so many ethical and moral violations by these sitting justices. Obviously you can look at Clarence Thomas, just Clarence Thomas. His wife, Jenny, she's like on the planning committee whatever the name is, but she is on the top of the hill when it comes to planning the January 6th insurrection. He has never fucking once recused from a January 6th case in front of the court. You look at Alito, his wife is putting all these flags, and she feels so victimized that she can't be a bigot because of her husband's position. You're seeing how many cases John Roberts' wife, Brett Kavanaugh's wife, have had in front of the Supreme Court, the debts that have been paid off. These, because they have cases in front of the Supreme Court. So does it surprise me that Usha Vance is there and JD Vance is there? No, because these people are unscrupulous and vile, and it is sickening that we have not done something as the Democratic Party, starting long before now, about these justices and the conflicts of interest they continue to have.
Well, and if you think about it, JD Vance has pimps, and he actually has the same pimps that John Roberts has.
That's right.
And this is corporate America. And so the Supreme Court justices, a lot of them are also prostitutes, and they share the same pimps. And that's why for them, they don't feel any sort of conflict of interest, because their interest is corporations. Their interest is that corporations have more power, corporations get more government handouts, and then we blame all the poor people for all of these problems that corporations dump on the American system. And we completely propagandize to the public, you're the parasite. We never really identify who the parasite is, which are the corporations. And John Roberts has had a bee in his bonnet to take it over the finish line for corporations to rule America since before he was appointed by George W. Bush. And to belabor my point about the rat fucking by Donald Trump to JD Vance. Today, Donald Trump, I guess he heard that JD Vance wasn't going to run in 2028. So he decided to just, the knife's already in, he decided to twist it, get out a lemon and a lime, squirt that in there, and then shake it with salt, because pop this up. Politico is reporting Vance to host state AGs at White House for fraud task force meeting. Fraud task force. And so I believe it said here, the allies don't want JD Vance to own everything that's gone on in the last couple of years. Well, Donald Trump is going to make sure